Welcome, everyone, to Beckoned Development Weekly Stream, Episode 9. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good. Where's everybody else at?
We are getting to go. Hope all the audio is hearable. If it's not, I can adjust some stuff. But, guys, welcome to the 9th episode. As we get rolling here, got a couple things to say what's up about. Biggest news is Dwight has pushed us mechanically ahead. His face the last episode, as it shrunk there, as I was talking about 2 weeks, must have scared him or did something, because in a few days he had what we were talking about basically done and ready to go. So, really, we're just waiting on me to continue and finish these, finish lighting these animations, and then we can get the playable demo in your all's hands. Dwight, how long you expect that to go?
I'm thinking by the time we've got next episode coming, we'll have some more stuff done. So I mean, I'm guessing still a few weeks just for us to work out some extra bugs, stuff that's unforeseen.
And be a lot of what's up, Reese? What's up?
I gotta hug my tiger.
Okay, you can't hear Dwight much. Give me a second. How about, I know the music might have just got a little louder too, but Dwight, can you talk again and give him a sound check?
Well, let me try this.
Hug the tiger
No.
again.
No, got no sound.
You've got no sound. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I know that worked.
I got a little louder.
Okay, so that worked. Alright, now I know last episode my voice was really quiet and his voice was really loud. How are the volumes now, Reese? And what's up, bud? Is this any better? Is the music, can you hear it? Is it too low? And Dwight, if you want to continue saying what's up, that'd be helpful too.
Alright, well, fine. Try to get your sound set up.
Alright.
And then I'll hug my tiger.
Dwight's low again.
It sounded like it got a little bit lower, huh? There's part of this where you might just have to turn them speakers up.
I've got it set up differently so if they can hear you.
Sounds like that's better from Reese.
Okay. I'll roll with that. We'll see how this rolls out. Anyway, before I get going too far, guys, I do want to let you know, I had mentioned a group of my friends that have this Whiffle Blasters game, and let you guys know, if you go on Steam right now and look at Whiffle Blasters, add it to your wish list. It helps them out, but they're actually streaming live right now and doing other live streamers playing their game right now. Let me see if I can pull that up. There we go. So if you all need the link or whatever, I might add it to the description later. I'm still waiting for an okay for him to say, yeah, that's cool. But if you go to Steam and search at Whiffle Blasters, you should be able to see it here. And really fun game, especially if you're hanging out with friends and parties. And I know during quarantine that's not the best idea, or coronavirus.
Social distancing while you're next to each other.
Social distance, and I believe it's for internet play as well. So that's how their streamers are playing it right now. So yeah, go in there, check it out. And that's all. That's all I figured I could say. I wish I could say much more. Like I said, if they okay me to add the links in the description, I'll go ahead and do that. But until then, guys, just go on Steam, Whiffle Blasters. They're awesome guys. Help them out. We all need to help each other. So back to
So I've gotta ask, man. So what's up with the big fish tent?
Burketh is a fisherman village. They're a coastal village, right along the southeastern coast of Arlea, the continent, one of the 3 continents on Divanis. And Bud says he can't hear any of us.
So they just got some big, huge fish there, or what?
I mean, it's one of the species of fish that would be in the region. So
I got
yeah.
you. Just looks awesome. Tasty.
Reese said the volume's good, but Bud is saying he can't hear anything from any of us. I don't know if that's a lag issue, but it might improve in a few moments, or I don't know if it's gotten worse. Help!
Let's just be mean to him. Everybody just start mouthing without saying anything.
The other thing, guys, is after episode 10, because we don't want to continue showing too much more before the game is finalized. That's not just paranoia. There was a game studio that made a game, and they made a streamable or a YouTube channel where they showed the whole process of them making it before it even came out. And in the end, I believe they said that hurt their sales numbers because people saw everything, and now to come back and play the game, you just had like die-hard fans, but other people didn't feel the need. They said by their metrics, that's what it looked like. So I'm kind of nervous to do something like that, but we are a studio that's hopefully going to do more than just Beckoned. So what I wanted to do was, after episode 10, Beckoned, the side of Beckoned things for the YouTube channel is going to be a little bit more in the background as I shift things over into more of an art channel for from Zade Studios. So I plan on getting your all's input, a lot more back and forth with you and me, and we'll create some art together, mainly for video games, the way I kind of learned to do it. So like the first episode would be like, we're gonna do a screenshot mock-up of a game that we can come up with. These are just for fun. I don't anticipate we're gonna use them in the future, but this is really just for the audience and everyone to get more involved. And I think it'd be a fun way to keep the ball rolling with the channel. And then as things do develop with Beckoned, I can switch that up and we'll do another Beckoned development weekly episode. So it just keeps everything moving without divulging too much. So hope you guys are cool with that. Again, on my side of the messages, last one I got is where Bud said he couldn't hear anything. So what are you doing, Dwight?
I'm just stirring a pot.
I can't see the pot you're stirring.
Oh, you'll see it in about an hour.
Oh no, what did you do?
No, we're good.
Hi Scoot, happy Friday. Oh no. Oh, okay. The about an hour is because of my lag issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be alright.
Alright. Alright.
Hey,
Alright.
Hey,
Anyway.
hey, it's for the Tigers.
Okay, so I'm gonna just continue on with the work. I've done the most of my announcements that I kind of wanted to get out of the way, just to let you all guys know things will shift after next week. We will be getting you all the game as soon as it's, the demo, as soon as it's ready to go. But we're still gonna do a gameplay vid for next week. So that's what's gonna happen. Okay, Bud can
But if
hear
we do
everything.
that,
Sweet.
are you going to show
No.
the puzzle or not show the puzzle? I mean,
No,
you're just kind of
it's going to be like we did in episode 4, except now that we don't have the lag issue between you and
Just-
me so much.
Sure, so kind of snip it a little bit more.
It'd be an easier to follow episode.
I got you.
That's why I want to get it into the hands of people, of our fans, before it goes to a Kickstarter.
Right.
That way they can see that ending. But I would ask for them not to tell anybody or show it or share it.
Try not to divulge it.
Yeah. Because it's going to be the trailer ending.
Yeah.
So.
Which then turn around and it'll be the trailer ending. Everybody's going to see it anyway.
Well, that's the whole point. Is about I still wanted to have that big hit.
Well, you know, the 10 million YouTube fans that we've got, you know, that could kind of ruin us and not allow us to keep things secret.
Yeah, all the millions of yous.
Divided by a
No,
million.
no. What was it in Count of Monte Cristo? Loyalty is a matter of dates.
We'll get there. So a little bit of what Jeremy's kind of been talking about. So we had another idea pulled together, and Jeremy kind of, you know, gives me one of those phone calls. Hey, I've been thinking about something.
Okay,
you know,
he's going. All right, real quick. Hold that thought. He's going about
me-
this again. The last episode, he says this. Listen.
Let me run this past
This is
you.
not
Hey,
feature
you know,
creep.
check this out. And he's like, hey, it'd be really cool if we could take and do this when this happens. And I'm like, okay, all right. Well, let me think about it for a second. And so, you know, not to divulge everything and give it all away, but just kind of explain a little bit of it. And I was like, you know what? All right, fine. That could work. I think we can make that happen. And then I ended up finding some time, getting it pulled together, and I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. And I send it to him. I'm like, hey, here, check this out. He calls me. You're kidding. You got all that put together? Let me. I'm about to play it. You're kidding. You got that. How long did it take you? And so we start talking, and he's playing. And you got it working. He gets all excited, and he's just, oh my gosh, we might actually have this together on time. So it was cool. It was exciting. I mean, just to be able to kind of put something like that together and get him excited was worth it. It was good.
He makes it sound like I feature creep. This is still a prototype, so now's the time to feature creep.
Yeah. But it's still, hey, I was thinking about something, and I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about?
I've worked for a boss that did that, and it's awful. Because
if we could?
1 week you think you got it done, then the dude has the weekend to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, and he comes back Monday and changes everything.
What's kind of funny with it is you'll do that, and then I'll put it in the game, but then mess with it and put something else to it, and you'll have to think about it. You'll look at it and go, I see what you did. I need to let me look at this for a little bit. I'll call you back. And it's just kind of funny because there is that back and forth. There's that, hey, I've got this idea, we put this together, and then it gets put in, and hey, I discover something else with the way that it's going, you know, or I just trip on something that seems a little bit more interesting just to add to it, and then it just gives it that little bit more, which I thought was kind of cool. It's been happening. Gosh, man. I mean, what would you say? Like, I don't know. Every other time, it's happened quite a bit, where we'll go to accomplish something, put it together, and then other stuff falls into play, or there'll be an accident. It's like, hey, that's cool, keep that. So it's been interesting.
Or you've learned something new that makes me want to go and revisit other things.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so a lot of that's my fault, and I know it, but
it's all good. I mean, it's
now's
like me
the
getting
time to do it. Until
it's like
go ahead.
We wanted the typewriter text, and we had talked about it over and over, and just kept, man, it'd be really neat. And I'm like, no, it's too much work. No, it's going to take forever. No, let's not do that. You know, we might be able to later, but let's not do that. And then I watch a video, and then turn around, and it's like, oh, well, that's all it is. Oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right, we'll put that in there. So we've got some of that coming, and then something else that we wanted to make sure that we mentioned and kind of put out there, so that we weren't steering everybody in a direction and having them think certain things. So there are still, even though we say everything hand drawn, so there are still some special effects in this build that are freely obtained special effects from Unreal. The fire, the sunder, the tornado. Not to bust your bubble or cause you guys to go, oh, but that has been some free FX that we have gained and thrown in there. Now, are we going to keep it for the final build in the end game? I don't think so. I think we'll throw our own little twist on it and bring something, or I'm seeing a head shake. So, you know, but some of that stuff is just some industry shared information. You know, it's some stuff that we were like, oh, cool. You know, that helps us out, and it was just freely obtained from Unreal. So I want to make sure that gets put out there, so that everybody doesn't think that Jeremy was in the background, you know, spending 30 hours hand drawing a tornado spinning so that we could make it flame and have fire across the screen. So that would be false.
I plan to, but like right now, like you said, it was great to have the asset there for us to show you guys the idea in the early stages, and for us to just see what it would look like. So yeah, the fact, but yeah, I what I was talking to Dwight about is I had a plan of using hand-drawn effects, very anime style effects, and using particle effects and some 3D stuff, assets to make those hand-drawn effects that much more flashy and, you know, just better in general. So we haven't attacked that very heavily as far as the aspect of special effects with Beckoned. So we're hoping to get a professional hired to do that, because we both think that it needs that professional feel to make everything feel right.
There's a part of that where somebody's got that skill set.
Yeah.
That's been doing it a heck of a lot longer than us.
Yeah.
That can help us make that happen. But where that kind of stemmed from, whereas Jeremy wanted a combo, and he wanted the ability for you to push a button process and a button sequence and do something. So it's like, okay, you know, let me research that. So I start looking around and scouring YouTube and checking out what some others were doing and what they were posting. And I'm like, okay, I think I've got this figured out. So I kind of had something laying in wait in the program inside the blueprint. And so I flew down to Orlando so that we could hook up for the weekend and kind of go over some stuff. And that's when he was really working on the background that you're seeing on the battle, and he was getting that fully lined out so that we could put all this together and make something happen. And then I was was picking up the gaming machine that I was going to bring back to use for development, and so we were using it as a business meeting. Hey, here's what we're thinking. Here's what I've got going. And he's like, man, I'd really love a combo. And I'm like, okay, well, hold on a minute. So I sat down real quick. I threw the build onto his machine. I had my jump drive with me, and I take and load it up and enable a few things, and then put him in front of it and give him the controller. And he's standing there in front of the enemy fighting in the battle, and he's like, okay. And I was like, hit, this one, hit this key sequence. And he hits it, and all of a sudden this tornado swipes across the screen. He's like, whoa! He just jumps out of his chair, and
it was.
And he's
cool.
like, you're kidding. You've got combos. And I'm like, okay, now hit this sequence. And he hits another one, and he throws a flame ball, and he's like, holy crap! And so gets all excited. So that's kind of where some of this is just stemmed from. Just playing, just experimenting, putting stuff together. He'll mention something, I'll mention something, we'll come together on it, and just I guess what I'm trying to say is the organic way that this has come about has just been it's been I mean I don't know what other word to use but unreal. It's been very, very unreal because of how he and I are able to kind of, I think, connect together, and he'll mention something, think something, or want to implement, and then I'll either do what he's after or take it to another level, and then he'll turn around and come right back on top of me and go, that's nice, but could you add this? And no matter how awesome it is, he's got to throw a cherry on top of it for some reason. But you get what you're seeing now. You get this product that we have come up with, and by all means, it's not flawless. It's not perfect. There are some issues, but for us to be able to take and the two of us come together and put forth something that is the concept that he's been thinking of for years, and be able to put a controller in your hand now, and I feel awesome to be able to help him get to that point where he was able to put a controller in his hand and play that idea that he's had in his head for however long. And I think that's what was humbling. I think that's what really kind of hit me and struck me, was being to be that person for one, to help him get there, but not to mention it was wild that my brother was looking for somebody for so long and then turn around and we were talking on the phone, and the guy that he was looking for was sitting on the other side. So I feel that that's been just absolutely gratifying.
You're competitive. So, like, you've been in computers and technology for very impressive careers, and then some art little brother of yours starts doing some game stuff, and you just weren't having it.
Man, I was okay in high school. I mean, yes, I can draw a little.
I'm just talking about in tech in general, like video games.
But I'm with you. I mean, man, I remember when you were. I mean, gosh, man, I bet you were like 5, 6, and you were drawing either Ryu or who else was it from Street Fighter? You were drawing like some type of samurai guy, okay? And I criticized you, and I feel bad about it now. But now I look at what you've done and where you've taken it, and it's amazing. But
so what did you criticize me on? Do you remember?
Oh, I do.
What was it? What was it?
Because you were drawing his chest, and you put his nipples on the inside of his pectoral muscles.
Okay, instead of out here, they were in here.
They were in the middle, and I'm
Okay.
like, those don't go there. And you kind of looked at me, and I was like, no, those don't go there. I was like, lift up your shirt and look. And you look down, and you're like, oh. And you erased them, and then you were able to put them on the outside. But it was something small like that. I mean,
I'm glad
dude,
you're a brother and not a sister.
Hey, the rest of what you had drawn for a 5-6-year-old
Yeah.
was amazing.
Well, thanks.
It was phenomenal, and I'm like, holy crap! But you got your nipples backwards. your anatomy's a little off, man. You need to double check that.
That's why I went to art school. That's what art school fixed.
But no, man, because I remember growing up and Dad showing us the, draw 2 12s and make a bunny, and I'm not sure if you want to draw a happy bunny and show everybody what I'm talking about.
Hold on. I think I remember something from that.
Draw 2 12s.
Hold on. I think
It was a bunch of stuff like that. Dad was like, "Hey, here, draw this," and stuff that you could.
I go too fast for it.
Stuff that you could recognize as a 5-6-year-old. By that time you knew what 12 was. So if you drew 12, and then you put another 12, and then you could stitch it together.
You know what's nuts? Dad did little cartoons like that, but around me he started doing Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I learned on my own how to draw Daffy Duck at school, because I saw a high schooler's drawing of it, and I was able to trace it, and I just remember. So Dad saw me do it, and then Dad did a Yosemite Sam.
Yeah.
And he started out with that weird nose that he shorthand, right?
Yeah.
And
And threw that mustache in there.
And you get the little smile in, right? Right? Get his eyebrows in. Eyeballs.
Yeah. Boy, that doesn't take much, huh?
Get his ears. And then the hat. So,
yeah.
The Daffy Duck I can do in under 10 seconds with a pen. It's one of those party tricks. But I want to do it on the back of a dirty semi truck at a red light one day.
Right.
We jump out of my car and just do Daffy Duck real quick, but let's see.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So.
Pretty close.
So, anyway.
But no, the one I'm talking about is draw 12, like the number 12, and now below that draw another 12, like directly below. Yes. Now connect the center and you got your arm. This is something I remember from like way back. Yes. And then at the bottom you got your feet.
Yeah.
And you
I've never seen that before, but yeah.
and he showed me that with 2 12s. It was small stuff like that. So you got Looney Tunes, I got bunnies with numbers.
But yeah, I mean, I've always kind of been doing art and drawing. I think my other older brother Chris,
Yeah.
he would come home from high school with high schooler drawings of like not daggers and skulls with the snake wrapped around it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he would bring those home, and I would look at them and do my own. And even one of his friends came over. I forget which one it was, Bill or I forget who it was, but he was there. Goes, dude, your little brother draws better than you. But I got a lot of detention growing up. I mean, it hasn't been all glory and roses the whole time. And
but then you're drawing a caricature of the detention teacher. It's like, hey, here, hey, look at this.
It's funny.
But it was one of those, man. It was one of those memories, kind of seeing you early on drawing some stuff, and so there was some Ninja Turtle influence. There was definitely some of the samurai influence, and seeing some of that, and one of the other conversations that we had before, talking about some of the games that you had played that I had brought over, and it's interesting to see how that progression happens. Those little bitty pieces fall into place, and then look what you're doing now. Look what you've been able to accomplish and create, and where you are, and
well,
that's
you
just
too. I mean, you come into this from a very unconventional direction.
Very. So for me to come from the military and weapon systems and power generation and electrical, and then take using a control system with a visual touchscreen, HMI, which is a human machine interface, and take that understanding and that capability to program that for an operator, someone that's going to use that equipment, and then turn around. And so my thought process now is that the gamer is the operator from my world, from what I'm used to. And so I'm taking and putting the control system and that interface both in conjunction with each other and doing it all at once. So when I start to think about it that way, I've been doing this stuff for years now. Mm-hmm. And then to just think about it in a different way and go, hey, this is just a different program. So I'm used to at work, hey, we're going to use this device now, and so-and-so's the manufacturer, and this is their software for them to develop and allow you to operate and utilize this equipment. Well, Unreal Engine was that product, was that manufacturer coming in and saying, hey, you can do this certain stuff with our software, with our development tools. Check this out, and here's how those things interact. And then be able to look at what others in the community have posted. Here's how you can make a sprite run around. Here's how you make a flip book. Here's how you do this. Here's how you make a menu screen. And take all of those little bitty pieces, stitch those together, and you've got a game. And what's so neat about it is that it is different. It's one of those where we've taken what we thought, what we wanted, what we've created, and stitched it together in our style and what our thoughts were. And you take some of those help videos from others and and you don't do it exactly the way they do. You put your own spin on it, or you use what they taught you for what you need to accomplish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there were a few YouTubers there that we were looking at that they didn't teach you everything. They just told you how the system works, and this is how to get this function going, and basically left you there with it. And if you wanted to utilize it, you had to build it and then start to play with it.
Virtus and
yeah,
Edstein were some of the best at that. They'll show you just enough of what you need, and then, hey, here's something very basic. What you do with it is up to you. And so that allows that creativity, instead of, hey, here's what I'm going to do with it, and they give you something very specific, and they put it all together, and then that would prompt someone to use something exactly like that. And I think that's another thing that sets us apart, because that's not what I'm after. I'm not after that exact piece of what you did. I want to add some extra artwork to it, or a different twist, or just modify it to a spot where it's got some extra character to it. But getting that baseline, getting that understanding of where we're headed, what we're trying to do, and the ability to put that together, just like the menu. The menu was excruciating at first to try and get that pulled together and functioning. And then once I kind of got a rhythm and got a style put together and had some understanding, I nearly brought some of that industry, that
skill,
experience that I'm talking about from other industries. I brought that with me and said, okay, if I do this and cause these things to interact this way, I can switch the screen and make it move and interact the way I want it to. So there was some that where...
Can I ask you a quick question on that?
Go ahead.
What do you think about actually having the UI or the menu system actually overlay? This would be a conversation we probably need to have in private, but I was having some ideas about that. But instead of a state switch, I guess it would be a state switch of control, but instead of switching the screens, the menu is basically overlaid the gameplay screen.
So yeah, we can. There's part of that where we should be able to, but I think I did it the way I did because we were wanting to kind of pause.
Yeah, I think I was the one that sent you the design for it and was like, we need to have it. We need to have it, and then you were like, let's do it.
It was like, hey, we need this, and this is what I'm thinking, but just let me know what you can come up with. And then I send you something back, and it's nearly a copy of what you drew, and you're like, really? You know, that looks like exactly what. Can you just move this up a touch? You know, it's like, really?
Yeah.
So you start, kind of come up 10 pixels.
It's
and
a
go
if I'm sitting there giving you a suggestion like that, it's a compliment. It means that you're so damn close.
It was great because that's been some of those nice things where, hey, can we build this, or let me know what your thoughts are. Let's try to see what we can come up with. But here's the bits and pieces, and here's kind of an overview of about what I'm thinking the layout's going to look like. And then it's okay. All right, put this here, put that there. All right, yep, check this, do that, whatever. So. But with the menu, what I'm getting at is trying to get where you go from this piece to this secondary submenu to a submenu, back up to the previous menu to the previous, and being able to tier and step through those.
Oh, and everything is subject to change because it's a prototype, and we don't really have that typed anywhere in the demo itself, that all of this is subject to change. so we don't get any kind of false advertisement like circumstances, but we're having more mature thoughts every month about everything we're doing. So
well, we had that, and you had me pull it out. It's like, hey,
Did we?
we're adding content continuously, and you're like, pull that out. It's all good.
I remember. I think we redid the whole beginning too, didn't we?
But I found one of those builds, and I think that was like build 1.7 something, man.
Right.
I mean, that was February, March last year kind of thing.
So,
you know,
I remember before we even had, I think it's still on our channel, one of the earliest videos, we had Taujhs running around, but the NPCs weren't there. They were little white blank characters just aimlessly walking around. There was no combat either. No. I was so excited that we got that far along. I tried to communicate with YouTubers to check out our game. Because of the artwork, they didn't think twice and they went to it. I think you remember me doing this. And they're sitting there reviewing on their channel and going, when's the fighting gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like
maybe
the art,
we're gonna get into it anytime now.
The art looks great, but let us know next time. And I continued as this has been developing to get back in touch with them and be like, yeah, here it is now. But I think I bugged them too early. So, guys, if you're out there, I'm not going to mention you, but here we are. We keep going. So we would love for you all to get back with us and try to play the demo. He did say he would want to once we got one ready. So
we're getting there, man.
We're
getting close, and I think it's one of those where I don't want to keep hitting that word over and over, but that's one of those things that I think explains and describes what we've been doing. This has kind of been organic. There's been people ask, hey, how did you do this, or how are you programming it, or what are you using, how are you putting this together? And I think that this has been one of those where we like what Scooter's saying. I mean, we're brainstorming some of this and then putting it together, and then just a little bit of trial and error too. I mean, it's not, hey, this is exactly how we're going to do this, and we map it out and boom, there you go, this is it. It works perfectly because we planned it beforehand. There's a lot of, I think that can happen. I believe that we can do that. Let me see. I think I understand how to put that together. And then there's times where it turns out to be something totally different on the other side, because the journey in between led us in a little bit different direction. And I think it even has it turn out even better just because there's that journey along the way of stuff that we've been able to see and experience, and then bring that in there with us. So I'm hoping that that's some of the stuff that everybody gets to see.
And everyone, we have been having a little bit of storms here in Florida, so if Dwight's connection seems to...
Same here.
Do a little something. So, but anyway, yeah, it's... The reason why I kind of thought doing a YouTube channel, let alone just a stream, was when I was a kid and playing these games I really liked, I thought it would be awesome to get a chance to talk to the people and see how they came about and what they were thinking about their designs as they were coming up with it. And in today's age, we can do that. And I don't know. I like having everybody in the chat, involved with this. And I don't know, like, it's like, it's become so much fun for me to kind of do it every week. That's why I want to pull back the reins so we don't show too much of the game, but still have something where everyone can still come back to. And we could do our own game development that's outside of Beckoned, and just for fun. I mean, I might want to work on something that we might want to, make later, but that would be something that we internally design. I don't want to get into the complications of someone who jumps into a video and suggests a cool idea wants royalties if we make it into a game. But you know, but I thought it'd be fun if people are interested to see what my process is, or a possible process that they could use if they get started into making games themselves. For me, it's always something I wanted to do, but going to the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco and seeing how real that dream was possible to make real. You know, you're around people that do it for a job all the time, and that was a lot different than being in Kentucky and, you know, and not being around that very much at that time. I don't know what the indie game community looks like back in Kentucky, but
and maybe one of these episodes you'll be able to get to where you're comfortable with your personality and people will like you.
Yeah, I know. It's a character flaw. We'll work on it. So,
I'm just kidding.
I don't, you know, keeps it more fun. I was more worried about your charisma.
I'm as fun as a rock.
Fun as a rock. One that you kick around, that you throw, that you skip.
That's a personality like a cardboard box.
Or one that lands the people's elbow on you once you smell what he's cooking.
So where's the ridges in his flapper, man?
Like the last time you saw me work on Taujhs like this, the flapper generally ends up being the last thing I try to do in Taujhs animations. That keeps me focused on certain big objects that are moving and keeping it fluid.
Come on, man. You need to shade his beaver tail.
Scoot said something about a pickup truck picture, and yeah, I want that pickup truck. That's a nice truck. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I send it over. Oh, let's see, Dwight did get knocked off. Or no, he's back.
That is all kinds of crazy.
What?
That pickup truck picture.
Right? I think it's awesome.
All it's missing is that
truck nuts
in the window AC unit with duct tape wrapped around it.
And truck nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's oh man.
Now, I saw someone makeshift a pair of those. I've always made fun of them when I see them on the back of a truck. I think it's goofy.
I live in Texas. I see one a set like every other day.
So I saw a guy actually take these giant industrial nuts and put them on a chain and hang the chain with the two. I was like, at least it's getting creative.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit, man. Everybody's trying to be funny.
You need to put a COVID mask on your truck nuts. Conceited.
Yeah.
Huh?
Thunder's getting pretty heavy. I had a picture of a truck I saw down in Mississippi one day. Like I kid you not. It had the little window AC unit that you would put in your bedroom or your house, poking out the little half window of the truck, and all duct taped in, and that was his AC unit while he was driving around the truck.
I was telling Scoot to get pictures of it because I have a comic book idea that involves a truck like that.
Yeah.
That I wanted to get some inside the interiors of, so.
And one day I was driving through Birmingham, Alabama, and saw this just
huge thing. I could not figure out what it was on this little rice burner car. And here it comes down the highway, and it was a full sheet of plywood that they had turned into a spoiler on the back of a Ford Focus. And it was just a big, huge wood spoiler, bigger than anything you would have seen on Fast and the Furious, man. It was massive. Made that car fly 60 miles an hour down the highway like you would never, ever believe. It was amazing. I can imagine the person dropped. Oh, message retracted. Okay. And then there was another. I mean, this event must have been the precursor to Tiger King. We were out in near Phoenix, Arizona. Stopped into the
no meth, no murder, no mayhem, right?
Stopped to the Love's Travel Center, you know, and got out and went to go inside, and a Camaro pulls up. I'm like, okay, all right, you know, that's an IROC, all right, that's fine. Guy gets out, no lie, Joe Dirt, just straight up Tiger King mullet, you know, just sporting. And I snicker a little bit. I'm like, okay, he's driving a Camaro. Yeah, that makes sense. And then his wife gets out, and I kid you not, same haircut. I mean, same haircut.
We got the 2-for-1 deal.
And I'm laughing, you know, and I look at my wife and I point over. And I'm like, hey,
that'll be us in 2 years.
I was like, you know, check it out. You know, dueling mullets coming out of the Camaro. and well, I'm not done. So the seat folds up, and the kids get out.
Yeah. Oh no.
2 kids get out of the back. And
where were you at? Waffle House? Where were you?
The Love's Travel Center.
Out that there. Makes sense. When you say travel center, you make it sound so fancy. What is it? It's a gas station.
It's fancy. You get gas or diesel.
You got lot lizards over there.
And there's a and they're, man.
Wait a minute. What did you call it again?
These 2 little boys get out of the back seat, man, and hop out, and both got mullets. And I'm like, okay, where's, and didn't have my phone on me, didn't have a camera. I'm like, man, you got to be kidding. But one of those travel memories you'll have forever, you know.
Oh yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is Taujhs needs a mullet.
We'll think about that, yeah?
Could be his teenage years.
Exactly. Yeah, if Taujhs being in a mullet will get people's interest in this, will kick him, then we'll throw mullet on him.
Could put it in Camaro.
That's not true. I won't throw mullet on him. Unless it's, you know, I mean, hey, by the time we probably
might come back in style.
That's what I'm saying. By the time we get to the trilogy story where he's older, I mean, he might.
If the rat tail comes back and is cool in a few years, the mullet is coming. I don't know if you remember it.
The mullet. Sure. There are some people trying to bring the mullet back, and they're actually doing a half damn good job of it. But you know.
And he went to prison.
No, I'm not talking about Tiger King. No. Pretty cool guy.
I'm pretty sure Chris had both.
He had a rat tail.
I want to say I remember him having a mullet too.
He might have had a mullet, but no, he had.
I'm not gonna lie.
He had a Tasmanian devil tattoo on his arm until about 10 years ago. He had me tattoo a Hollander tractor on his arm. So now he's got a Hollander tractor on his arm instead of the Tasmanian devil.
Will have to admit, I had a mullet growing up.
I had the bowl haircut for a while.
I had the bowl, like, that was the grunge. I mean, that was when Pearl Jam and Nirvana were going around. Both, yeah, I had the bowl. And then did the whole, shaved around the sides, pulled up in the back, kind of, yeah.
Man, I did that too.
That was the whole grunge movement kind of deal.
Yeah.
But never had a rat tail. Never had that. That never caught on for me.
Well, we're not dead yet, so we could always try new things.
Coming back.
So.
Rat tail and a bunch of things around my wrist.
Say what?
So rat tail and you got to get a bunch of rubber band wristbands.
Oh yeah, the little colored bracelets.
Yeah.
I remember. Nefarious kids. But guys,
a bunch of stuff that babies would choke on nowadays.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, we've got about 4 minutes left here.
You might be able to finish his beaver tail, man. You hurry up.
You guys see what I'm dealing with, right?
Challenge. Throwing down the gauntlet.
I think you're the challenge.
I didn't say that I am challenged. I said that I am challenging you.
I know. I heard that. And I said, I think you are the challenge. But you do. It's a good thing.
It's just a healthy push.
Yeah, so my healthy push this coming week before next episode is to try to have all of Taujhs' animations finished. And then I send them to Dwight, and then the ball's in his court again. So, that our little hot potato game here. So
yeah, I'm gonna be quiet.
You've been doing a killer job, man. He's got sound effects happening more too. In our latest build, it really helps with Taujhs' key-eyeing. I think I might even said that last episode, but doing pretty awesome.
It helped. It's a little bit more submerging into the fight, a little bit less annoying. So that was definitely a good change.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it ever since Joe and Alex had mentioned it, but I think I said this last time. I've played games where that happens every time. It's annoying to me, but I didn't think it was annoying to everybody else like that. I'm like, why are big companies letting that go then? What's the rationale behind techniques like that? There's one game, Xenogears Chronicles 2. Talk about too much voice acting. They have it in places it shouldn't be, and it's overused. That game has its issues too, a lot of them. But that might be a discussion for another day. Good luck with what? The challenge with him?
Gotta finish the hair, man.
Oh. you know what? I think this might be the first character. Oh no, I think I did. Last time I worked on Taujhs, I got one whole sprite done. No, but that took me 2 hours. This one just
It took me a while.
Oh, you know what I didn't do? That takes me the next hour. The butt flap.
Yeah, the beaver tail.
The beaver tail. I gotta watch George in the Jungle again. Alright, guys.
Last of the Mohican. That might be a little better.
Alright, guys. Well, that was episode 9. Hope the volume was workable all the way through. I won't find out until I rewatch this episode. Hopefully next week we will be close to being finished with this build, and we'll do another playthrough. That way it looks a little bit better than episode 4. We do have more features. Dwight's got this battle puzzle figured out. Another one of those moments where when he got it working, I'm like, holy crap, you already got that done, holy crap. So, few little tweaks are left to be done, and we're excited to be giving that to you guys to play soon. And it's going to be happening real soon, sooner than I thought. So, woohoo! Alright.
Alright.
That was a good Mario impression. Woohoo! Alright, so, anyway, guys, I will finish this up later and check everything a little bit later. Next time you see Taujhs or any of the other animations, hopefully they're in the game. But thank you guys for showing up. This was great. Always love everyone showing back up. Scoots, it was great. Reese, it was great. Bud, it was great.
Awesome, everybody. Thank you all so much. Really
You guys
appreciate
are great.
it.
We really do appreciate it. Keeps us motivated, keep going, and coming back and bringing you guys more to check out. But that's the end for today. Have a good weekend,
safe
everybody.
weekend.
You too, Reese. Yeah, Bud, you guys take it easy. And Dwight, thanks for keeping the banter going.
You bet, bro. Try it.
All right, man.
Later
Everyone,
on.
have a good one.
See ya.